don't be like Debo. What's happening, fishing friends, and welcome to another episode. Now, I know my videos have been a bit fewer and farther in between, but what do? At the end of the year, you've got family, holidays, the sinus crud, work. All of it seems to come to at once. And speaking of that, it is a new year, so welcome you all to 2020, and thank you all so very much for the support through the last year. It means a ton to me. You know, without all of you watching and supporting me, my channel would be absolutely nothing. Now, I do have a video plan where we're going to talk about some of the best and worst of 2019. I think you'll all enjoy that. So comment below and let me know if you'd like to see that. I can get that one coming up pretty soon. But for today, well, I do have an unboxing. This is a Tackle Warehouse unboxing. I know I got some stuff that I want to share with you all. You're probably thinking, Debo, the hell, you're a little late to the party. Well, that is true, but that's because I was waiting for one piece. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know one of the pieces from my order was damaged. I had to send it back. Luckily, Tackle Warehouse is awesome. Got it replaced. It just took a little while because they were out of stock. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, go check me out over there, Debos Fishing. Did I just slur all that? I'm on like 3 different medicines, so I apologize. I don't even know where I'm at right now. Anywho, today we're going to talk about the stuff that I got from my Black Friday order. I know it is a little bit late, but I wanted to talk about some pieces, one of which happens to be right here. We're going to go over first the rod. Yes, this is the Shimano Intenza. As you can see there, that is the specifics on the rod that I picked up. Pretty cool rod so far. Have not been able to get it out on the water, but on first grab, that's what I noticed first. These new grips, I don't know exactly what to call them. I was explaining to a buddy that I talked to quite a bit, and he's like, are they wing grips? No, they're not wing grips. I'm like, it's almost like a soft Velcro, not the furry side of the Velcro, but the sticky side. That's almost what it feels like. It's very grippy. It's very comfortable. I like the seat to it. Very comfortable to hold. I like this where the real seat tightens up. I know on some of those, just kind of that little tiny thing, and they're hard to screw on. This has a very big one there, so I really like that. On first impression, that seems nice. Now this rod, I believe retails at like $125, $129. I got it on the sale, so it was 20% off. Figured why not? I try not to ever pay full price for anything. I was really interested in this one. I know this is at a price point that a lot of people talk about, right at that $100 range. And when I first got it, that first line guide was broke. And that happens, you know, when you get a rod in the mail, that is something that can happen. But for me, the big thing is, how is the company going to take care of it? And Tackle Warehouse, I'm not sponsored by them. I don't have a paid partnership, anything like that. I just like them. I've had really good luck with them. They've got about anything you can imagine for bass fishing. So and they took care of me right away. I called them. They said, yeah, just send it back. We'll get you a replacement. They just didn't have these in stock for quite some time, so I had to wait. So you can see they're pretty normal size line guides there. As you go up, they do get smaller here, you can see, and they are angled forward a little bit, as you can see, going all the way up to the tip there. So they're not micro guides. It does feel really comfortable in hand. I like it. The butt there is an EVA. Again, that main grip there is kind of that grippy, what do they call it? Alpha grip? I don't know what that is, but enough yapping for me sitting here. Let's get a closer look at everything that's in this box. All right, where should we start? Well, let's start at the top of the box. That would make the most logical sense. Oh yeah, starting out with some chatterbaits. Picked up a few of these to restock. Now, the funny thing is, I noticed these are on the 25 Days of Christmas sale right now. I think that goes till like the 1st or 2nd week of January. So check those out if you want some chatterbaits at a good price. These are exclusively on Tackle Warehouse. These are the customs, and these are actually some of my favorite. Just for example, I'll show you here. I like the head design on them. They've got a cool head design. These are all 3/8 that I got, but they come in some really good colors. And that one I just broke the skirt on. Nice work, Debo. What is this one here? Chartreuse shad, that sexy shad that works well in my waters. Got a couple of those. Got a couple of these threadfin shad, kind of a clearish shad color with some reflective on it. Got a couple of the old standard black and blue, and as you can see, it does have the black blade on it. I know people ask about that. Also some of the spring craw, kind of red, brown, black to throw in spring. Again, the black blade. Now, these right now on the sale are under $5. I think regularly they're like $6.99. So basically the price of a regular chatterbait. I highly recommend these. They've got really good sharp hooks on them. See the hook test there? They stick right in there. Good blade, good line tie, everything about them I like. So just a little bit of an upgrade over the regular, regular chatterbait. It's got the good soft plastic keeper there. But again, those are on sale right now, so I wanted to tell you about those. The old chatterbait custom. Who's next? Well, let's go with these. I've got some reel handles. Now, I'm going to have a separate video on these coming out, talking about how I use them, how I put them on, kind of show you the different ones that I've got. But these are some of the straight ones I got. I've got the barrel 2 size. It just looks a little bit different shape. The wind grips or other different type of grips, we'll go over those more in a video coming up soon. Also got some of the Tackle Warehouse version. These I already put on the reel that I've got in there, so you're going to see those here in just a second. These are wind grips, exclusively made for Tackle Warehouse. They don't come in a fancy package or anything, but talk about those more. What else? Well, I got some more of the Smalley beavers. Nothing crazy different that you haven't seen, but I really like this color. I'll tell you what, honestly, I use black and purple a little bit more, I think, than I use black and blue. So you can see this is the black light color. This is a little 3.5 inch. Excellent for those little War Eagle heavy finesse jigs. Look at that. Look at the colors in that thing. Purple flakes in there look great. And on the top of it, it's just a straight black, and it's got kind of that purpley reflective black light flake in there. Love that color. I picked that up. I hadn't seen it, so I grabbed one of those to go with my my darker jigs. Again, the Reaction Innovations Smalley Beaver. Sticking with that soft plastic theme, I got some of the new Yamamoto Zackos. I just grabbed one just to try them because, that's the big difference. It's got a little different paddle tail on it now. I know Tim's always fishing, said, you know what? Change can't hurt. I like it. I told him that I liked the standard version because it didn't have a paddle tail. I'll show you one of these here just so you can see the difference. That was the old version. It just had the kind of fork tail there. I liked it because it didn't really get in the way of the chatterbait. You know, the chatterbait just kind of moved this. How is that going to work with that new tail on there? I don't know. Paddle tail versus the old regular tail. Comment below and let me know if you've used the new type yet. I don't know. And that is in the laminate color. That's what it looks like. Green pumpkin on the bottom, black and blue on top. I absolutely love that color. Oh, and they do put them in a fancy new clam package now because they have paddle tails. Let's see. Sticking with the soft plastics, I got some of the new Rage stuff. Now, I had to get some of the Rage Ned Bugs. Love the Ned rig. I'm not ashamed to say that I love to fish it. If it catches fish, I will throw it. And these are something new. I like the Rage tail stuff. It is just a tad bit pricier, but I find that this stuff does do really, really well, and it holds up decently well. That is the new Rage Ned Bug. So again, it's got the little Rage flaps. Pop those all apart like so off the body, and those are all going to kick. So it gives just a little bit, different action, more of that craw profile over just a regular, TRD, just a stick on there. They're little, they're about 2.5 inches, and I've got some jig heads to go with these. I'll even rig one up and show you, and then I also picked up, just kind of for comparison on these and also against those little Smalley beavers, these are some of the small Rage tail baby bugs. These are little 3-inch. So you can see they're still that same profile, quite a bit smaller, a lot less bulky profile, a little bit shorter. But again, same thing on these. It's still got the same action. If you wanted to go with a little finesse, Mojo rig or a little Carolina rig, this would be awesome. Also on the back of some of those finesse jigs, because it's small, this will be a great option. So that's why I wanted to try that. I know the other ones, the larger Rage bugs, are a little bit bigger. You have to bite them off or whatever, but with this size, those should do well on a jig. So there we go, the new Rage stuff that I picked up. Oh yeah, and that's the blue craw color. I really like that color, green pumpkin with a little bit of iridescent blue in there. And I also picked up the Crawdaddy color, just a little bit different, black and orange there, you can see. Figured for my darker jigs, why not? I don't throw black and orange much. So let's move these out of the way, but I'm going to keep this because the next thing that I want to show you is some EWG Ned Heads. Now, these have been an absolute savior. I love these things. I have not tried the lifted jigs yet, but a lot of people have recommended those. So I picked up a few of these, 1/8 or 1/16. Again, if I'm fishing really shallow, I go with the 1/16. It's not as heavy. If you're fishing rocks, you usually don't get hung up as much with a lighter weight. Or just kind of an all-purpose, if you're wondering what to buy, you can't go wrong with a little 1/8 ounce. So those are from the lifted jigs. I really like the look of them. It's a little bit shorter shanked hook, it looks like, compared to something like this. Big Bite Baits also came out with some. Those come with some Gamakatsu hooks on them. These are a little 1/16 ounce, so you can see there the difference in the hook size. Put those together, and this Big Bite Baits is a little bit bigger hook, just a tad bit heavier wire, it looks like. Interesting, but I have not tried these yet. I got some 1/8. I don't know where I put them, but let's take a look at these lifted jigs and get this little Ned rig rigged up. All right, there it is, all rigged up. That is the weedless EWG Ned Head. You can see there, I just Texposed it just like I would like a normal Texas rig. Just barely skin hooked it under there, and there you go. You have a complete weedless option. I did throw these this year, not this specific brand, but this EWG style hook, in grass, comes through there perfectly fine. can throw it around rocks, wood. You don't have to worry about it getting hung up as much. So I really have enjoyed these. Again, this is the lifted jigs, little 1/16 ounce head there. There you go. Let me know what you think. What other kind of goodies do we have in here? Well, let's switch over quick and talk about swim baits. I know people have said they want to see more larger swim bait videos. This was something newer that they came out. This was the Arashi Glide. Of course, that is the rainbow trout color there. Pretty cool looking deal. You can see there it does have the swiveling treble hooks on the bottom of it. Let's just pop this open. There it is. Oh, it comes with the extra tail in there. The tail is soft. You can see it's got a little pin in there that holds it in. But there it is. It's a 1-joint glide bait. What are the specs on this? 7.5 inches, 3 1/8 ounce. So it's a little bit larger swim bait, a little bit larger than the River to Sea S Waver. I've thrown that a little bit. Also the G-Rat bait Sneaky Pete, about the same size as that. But it looks like a pretty darn cool swim bait. I'm excited to try this out. I admit I did not spend as much time on the large swim baits as I wanted to in 2019, so that's something I'm going to have to do more in 2020. You can see this does already come with the snap on there to make sure it can move nice and free and glide through the water like so. Hooks on there are beefy, good and sticky. I like those. You can see there, that's something else that I've seen some of the swim bait people incorporating in there. The hook deal in there is on a swivel, so you can see once you have that fish hooked, it can't use the weight of this swim bait to throw it and try to get that leverage and pop that hook out. This just swivels, so you can keep turning this, turning this, turning this. Looks like it's got pretty good beefy split rings on there. I like the eyes, that's kind of a cool shape. But overall, pretty darn cool swim bait. I know a couple people I saw on Instagram picked up some of these, so I'll be interested to see how this does. Also, this is a slow sinking. You can see there, sink rate 0.4 feet per second, so just under a half a foot for each second, which I like from fishing from the bank. I don't want these to drop like a bullet and get snagged, because honestly, that's why I get scared of throwing these from the bank. I don't want to lose them. Now, one that was recommended to me, another little swim bait. You can see this is much smaller, so that's the Huddleston Deluxe. Silver with black shad. Let's take a look at this thing. I had a number of people recommend this. If you're a swim bait angler that fishes from the bank, again, you're scared to hang up on stuff. So this is a smaller match, the hatch version. Beautiful colors on it. Good, reflective. Looks very much so like a shad. Again, it's got that Huddleston boot tail for that good thump. Look, when you look there, see that? Barely see it there. That's the hook. The hook is up inside the swim bait, so this is good and weedless. Interested to see how this does. The line ties right there at the mouth. Very, very cool looking little swim bait. You can see they're not very big at all. Maybe 4 inches, 3.5 inches, something like that. Not a big swim bait, but I've heard from a number of people this thing gets smashed. I can see why. Very good feeling body. Looks very realistic. Very, very cool little bait. So I'm excited to try that one. Shouldn't have ripped it up, should I? That's the small Huddleston Deluxe. Black shad. Cool. Of course, I couldn't go to Tackle Warehouse without getting a frog, and holy smokes, this thing is way bigger than I thought. Look at that thing. This frog is enormous. This is the new Zoom, what do they even call it? Hollow belly? I don't know what the exact name of it is, but I got the black color. This thing is large. This is by far the biggest frog that I have. Look at that thing. The thing is massive. The size of that. I don't know. Hopefully the pike will eat this, because I don't know any of the bass that I catch. I don't think are even big enough to fit this thing in their mouth. Pretty long legs on it there. Gonna have to trim those up. It's even got a little, I don't know what that thing is. 3 legs. I don't know. Big Zoom frog. The body's pretty soft. The hooks are pointed up, which I do like when the hooks do that. But wow, yeah, this thing is a lot bigger than I thought. Almost looks like a daggum beaver skunk running through the water. Heck, I don't know. Comment below and let me know what you think. Have you used a frog this large before? So large. Nope, sticking with that swim bait theme, I forgot I got a couple of these. This actually I didn't get from Tackle Warehouse, but I wanted to bring it up. It was one that I got from the Gander sale. However, they do have these on sale again on that 25 days of Christmas deal or whatever for pretty cheap. I didn't even notice it until after I got my order, but this again is in the trout color. This is the slow sink, so it's 2.5 ounces, 6 inches long. Sinks 1 foot for every 3 seconds. So again, very slow sink. Now this one, as opposed to that other Arashi that I just showed you, get out of there. This is a multi-jointed swim bait. So you can see there it's got 2 different joints in it. It does have a soft rubber tail on it. That part is all soft. But a little bit different look, you know, more of that snake swimming motion when it goes through the water as opposed to kind of a wider glide. So I haven't really fished anything like this. Hooks on it are very good and sharp. You notice this one does not have the swiveling hook eye right there. Doesn't come with a snap on it either, but for the price, I've heard that these are actually pretty good. So if you are putting in an order, check out those. I know they do have those on sale right now. Should have told you what it was. Sorry, that was the BBZ1 60 Junior by Spro. So check out, hooks are sharp. Check that out. Something new that I did pick up from Tackle Warehouse. I figured why not? It's new, 20% off. I wanted to try this out. This is the ICBM. I don't know if that stands for Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, but well, this thing kind of looks like one. What are the specs on this? 4.5 inches long, 1.5 ounces. It's a topwater, kind of a glide. They said there's a few different ways you can fish it. Glide it, walk it, swim it, shimmy it. Larry Dahlberg. Dude knows how to make his stuff. I know the Whopper Plopper was something I held out on for a long time, but the front of it's kind of flat, sliced off. I don't know what you'd call that, at an angle. Again, I got that trout color just because I thought that kind of mimics, you know, a few different things. Silver bottoms, got some spots. Top is a cool green. Very cool coloring on it. I like those river to sea eyes, but something different. I'd never seen a lure like it, so I wanted to pick it up and try it for 2020. Again, the river to sea ICBM. Now, you have seen these on my channel before. I grabbed another pack just because I really like these. These are the 4.25-inch Marauders from Beast Coast. I had a few killer days with these this year, mimicking bluegill in the shallows. I wanted to get just a little bit darker color. This is the Black Neon Highlight Specialist. You can see there it's kind of that dark black, almost a brown when you look through it there. But it's got a red and green flake in it. Just kind of a different color. I wanted to pick it up to have something darker. I also like those as a jig trailer. After the Texas rig wears off, you can pop that back part off and throw that on jigs. So I like to try to make my soft plastics go as far as possible. Really like those. Cool profile. Looks like a craw, but it also mimicked bluegill in the shallows for me. Excellent. Drawn to the end here, but I got a whole bunch of these stocked up on my my Grande Bass plastics. Now this was actually from a separate Grande sale. I threw them in here just because I didn't want to do a whole separate video on it. Pick them all out. Grande Bass had like 40-50% off their stuff during the Christmas sale, so I stocked up on some of their stuff. Beautiful baits. I absolutely love their stuff. No, I'm not sponsored by them. I just like the stuff, especially these. These are the baby rattlesnakes and the regular rattlesnakes, but again, that ring fry type lure, my favorite type of lure to throw on a wacky rig. Look at that. I got some of the airtail rattler, 5-inch airtail rattler. Love these on a shaky head. I'm going to be having a shaky head video coming up here. That's a 5-inch, very cool. It's still got a a bigger, a little bit bulkier profile because of those rings. And of course the Grande Bass, if you're not familiar with them, that airtail is hollow. Those always float. So when you drop this down, that tail floats up and kind of does the little shimmy. Bass love them. So that's that 5-inch airtail rattler. What's that? In the smoke and shad color. Don't have anything kind of in that in a soft plastic, so picked it up. Some more of the same. This is the regular rattlesnake that I use. This is a 4.75-inch. This is in the amped 912. I like these because it's like a green pump and you can see ever so slightly there's a blue flake here and there in it. It's also got the black flake in it, but it's got kind of like a sapphire flake that it shows off. You can see some there. Very subtle, but again, kind of like that bluegill purple blue that you see them showing off. I think that'll be a good bluegill imitation. Some more rattlesnakes and a watermelon candy. I like that color. Got some of those for the clear water. The 4.75-inch in Trophy Hunter. This is a new color that I haven't got to use. I was going to tell you that in that other bag, but come on, Debo, get your act together. Top is like a June bug. Bottom is a watermelon red flake. June bug top, watermelon red flake. I like those contrasting kind of laminate colors. I like the best of both worlds on there. So excited to try that again in the rattlesnake, and got that same color in the airtail rattler. Perfect for shaky heads. I also got a couple new colors. I went out of my comfort zone to get some new colors that they came out with. I don't usually throw like I guess a brown regular pumpkin. They call this El Jefe. So that's kind of like a light brown. It's got some silver and black flake in it. I don't know, kind of cool. Almost like a root beer color. Similar to a motor oil that I used to throw back when I was a kid. That's cool. You don't really see that color around, so I picked it up to try it. Why not? Also out of my comfort zone, orange gill. So if you want to mimic like sunfish, those fish that have the orange bottom, I figured, yeah, let's try it. Never throw an orange thing like this. You could also throw this during spawn. You can see that orange color nice and well, easy. Throw that on a bed, again, just wacky rigging it, popping that there on the bed. I don't know, we'll see how that color does. Grabbed a couple packages, the regular green pumpkin and the green pumpkin magic. That's just their regular airtail wiggler, similar to a trick burn, but again, it's got that floating tail. And finally, a new color, again, black and purple. Kind of looks like that black light that I got from Reaction Innovations. Throw that on a shaky head, and those are also another very good option. If you want them These are 6.5 inch. If you want them a little bit shorter, you can always just bite that off and go with a little bit more finesse version. But again, it's got that floating tail. Floats right up when you throw that on a shaky head. So they're very dependable. I like that. They're good and durable. Those are the 6.5 inch airtail wigglers. All right, what else do we have in here? So the second to last thing, I got the free t-shirt. You spend like 150 bucks to get a free t-shirt. Black with the wood paneling, kind of cool. But the thing that a lot of people have been asking about, wanting to see, let's get the box out of the way. The SLX XT 150HG, which just refers to the speed of this reel. I now have all three of the SLXs. I like these a lot. And I wanted to get this one to try it out. I figured why not at 20% off. Let's do it. This is the 7.2 speed. I'm going to do a video on this, kind of checking it all out, maybe comparing it to some of the other SLXs. I've had a lot of people asking about this reel, looking at it compared to the regular SLX. You can see there it does have an external brake dial in addition to the internal centrifugal brakes inside there. So I'm going to go over that, the differences between the brakes on this one compared to the regular SLX, of course compared to the DC. It's not clunky or geary or grindy or anything, but I don't know, we'll have to see how that does. I've had some reels that I take out, they feel super smooth out of the box, then you get a fish on or a lure with some heavy resistance and it feels like Garbo. So we'll see how this one does. Overall, so far I like it. Those are the Tackle Warehouse grips that I told you about. I shared this on Instagram too, and people are like, what are you doing? Those Shimano grips are awesome. And they are, I agree. Shimano grips on these, it's just like the one that's on the Corrado K. They're very comfortable for casting and reeling, but when I'm doing, harder hook sets and stuff with a jig, Texas rig frog, I have found that I like a little bit beefier handle. I tend not to slip off as much. I kind of have more of a 45-degree hook set. So are they needed? No, absolutely not, but they had them on sale, and you can see there, I'm going to be going into more detail on that. I ripped that one. Dummy Debo moment. Anyway, that's it. That is the whole box of stuff. Comment below and let me know if you have any questions on these, but that's it. Let's close this out. All right, fishing friends, that's going to do it for tonight. I want to thank you all for watching. Now let me know, comment below and let me know if you have any questions on any of the gear that I picked up, whether it's the reel, rod, grips, whatever it is. Like I said on the grips, I'm going to have another video coming out soon, but comment below and let me know whatever type of questions you have, and also let me know what other type of videos do you want to see in the new year? I know I've got feedback on how-tos. I've got some of those coming up. Some hack type stuff, fishing hacks. Got some of those coming up. Whatever it is, comment below and let me know what you want to see. Again, I cannot thank all of you out there enough for the support. I'm some dude here in Iowa swinging a stick for fun, so I truly am blown away by all of you watching and continuing to support me. So today's subscribe fishing friends shout out goes to Eddie Aldape, E-Dog he calls himself. I did not forget about you. Here is your shout out, sir. Thank you very much for watching, and again, thank you all so much for the support through the past year and all these videos. Going forward, we're going to keep trudging on. So thank you all for watching, and have a good day. Or good night, because it's actually night now, but day for you. I don't know when you're watching. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time.